Okay, we're back on. This is much better. So still use my tablet for my notes, and um, that what I want. I really do not like how Apple's function works. Let's see if I can get this working. I do need to delete that. That's for sure. Probably. How's everybody doing, guys? Welcome on back to Jesus Sparkle, the Goddess of Happiness. Welcome on back. Appreciate you guys for joining me here. All right. So now, hopefully, I can see the. Waiting for it to. Waiting for my tablet to update the video feed. Welcome everybody to Jesus Sparkle, the Goddess of Happiness with Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Where we talk positivity and personal growth, self-help, mental health and awareness, um, dealing with coping skills to help deal with trauma, relational PTSD, and just how to deal with uh, narcissists, toxic people, manipulators, people of this nature. So this week we're talking about manipulation coercion. There's 26 different bullet points in there. So yesterday we went over um, love bombing, gaslighting, and playing the victim. So not that you're being the victim and playing the victim, is that they're utilizing playing the victim skill to get people to give them things or to do what they want, to get, because they're, so the way that you identify are they're defined as people who are purposely doing things to take advantage of somebody else. So, like, if you're not necessarily trying to take advantage and you genuinely need help, then playing the victim is a natural thing to try to get assistance, because people, as a whole, we're a we're a social society. We like to help others who are in need. That's just a natural way of our nature. Um, Hi there, welcome. You totally missed the name in the description. I'm Gigi Sparkle, the Goddess of Happiness from the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I specialize in fitness and nutrition, but I also deal with motivational speaking and teaching people and how to be more positive, how to live a more positive life, and how to deal with people and better ways to handle certain people in certain situations. So this one we're dealing with this week. Our topic is manipulation and coercion, how to spot the manipulation tactics and best ways to deal with certain situations. I was hoping to utilize my tablet so I could read the comments better. I guess it's just going to be a whole lot of leaning forward because I can't see the comment section right now. All right. So yes, I am transgender. Been trans for going on 3 years now. Um, yeah, hi from the Trump administration. Welcome, welcome. How you doing, West Cruz? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with making America great. Like, America's a great country, and we have fumbled a bit, so yeah, it's perfectly fine. Hi, Stephen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, so yeah, so today's topic is we're doing manipulation, coercion. So let me get my notes back up here. I'll probably close some of these other fields. So yesterday we were talking about uh, uh, in the vein of manipulation, we were discussing um, playing the victim, love bombing, and gaslighting. Gaslighting. Those are like the three top manipulation tactics that people use nowadays. They're the most talked about and most noticeable, um, because they're just things that are out there um, predominantly. So one thing you got to understand, that people who utilize these aren't always going to be narcissists. So contrary to what people might be believing, especially with more awareness of what a narcissist is, only 10% of the population are true narcissists. Um, And you got the two types. You got the main narcissist and you got the covert narcissist, but it's only 10%. So other people are just generally trying to take advantage of others and manipulating them. Um, let's see. So we got a question, a statement from is this Diza? I, so I know better. This is why I need my glasses because YouTube's chat on a cell phone is really tiny. uh, let's see here. Let's see. I'll try to answer some of your questions and we'll get back on topic here. I do not mind having conversations with you guys. I love having conversations with you guys. That's one of the fun parts about having the live is having a conversation and building rapport with you all. So we got D's just curious. Oh wait. Okay, so we're going on to my transgender topic. So a little bit off topic for now. We're going to talk a little bit about the transgender. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why it's called Real Talk with Miss Sparkle. It always goes off topic. It's perfectly fine. I do appreciate the questions. Thank you so much, Dees, for asking. It's hard to kind of place that of how I knew because it's always been this way for me. Growing up, um, I used to. So I grew up in a military household. Um, mm, and I did preschool and elementary school or preschool and kindergarten in Japan. And there weren't many other kids for us to play with. And I thought I was always playing with a friend. And I confronted my mom about this and I asked my dad about this. And apparently there was no other kids for me to play with. I played by myself. And I swore I was playing with this girl and so like apparently I was just projecting how I saw myself, and while I was playing with myself, like it was quite weird. And so like when I got to 7 years old, it got more predominant. Like things weren't quite fitting right. So it started just, and this is around the time I moved to the States, and I started growing up here in Southern California. So I was going to school in California. Um, the teachers and the counselors noticed that I didn't really talk or participate in the class very much. I was very to myself. And main reason was that I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere because I didn't get along with playing with the boys and it wasn't acceptable for me to like play with the girls. And so I just stood by myself. Um, After some years of counseling, from first grade all the way through till fifth grade, on a weekly basis, going to seeing a counselor, talking to the counselor, I understood that, or I learned how to open up and talk to other people, and then I started having more friends, and predominantly it was just the the girlfriends, the girl, they they were my best friends. Like as us four, um, was it Crystal, Susie, and Fabiola? We did everything together. Like we did so much together, just hanging out, um, playing, and talking and doing homework. I did everything with them, all the way up until I'd say up until fifth grade, and then I started having more guy friends and started just and then sixth grade came along and we did the whole puberty class and sexual education class. And I was like, okay, I do not want to go through that. Um, that is going to suck. And that's when things started to get extremely depressive for me. But yeah, I've always known. um, so I generally say, like, from the moment of memory, so from age 4, all the way through my life. Yeah. My ex-wife knew. She confronted me a couple times during our marriage. And she's like, "Are you sure you're not like a girl or anything like that?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. What do you mean?" Um, and so like I've tried to play it off and fit in as a male. It really didn't work. On the plus side, we have 4 beautiful, amazing children. Um, and it did take my oldest to help me stop hiding and it took the conglomerate of the kids to help me stop hiding because they all sat me down and had an intervention with me, which is so weird, so weird. Getting an intervention from your 12-year-olds. Oh, 13. Sorry, she was 13. 13. But so my oldest was 13. Um, the second oldest was 8, and then trickled down to 7 and 5 or 6 and 5 when we had the intervention. But thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for participating in the chat. Uh, so again, this is Real Talk with Miss Sparkle. So yeah, we can continue asking questions. I'm open. We got Jordan. I think Jordan has a question. Um, how's it going, Jordan? Welcome. Nice to see you. Pleasure to see you guys. So I also do lives on TikTok. I don't talk about the my transition on TikTok at all. So it's kind of nice to be here to open up and discuss um, who I am, my past, where I've come from, where I've been. That is the whole purpose of this platform. And when I started it, that's why on my videos, most of them are my journey, my story, my life. They're all just talking about where I've been, where I've come from, how I've gotten to this point, kind of thing, kind of stories. And then with that, I also do. I'm a huge foodie. I love eating. Yeah, I am a nutritionist and a personal trainer, so that's why I'm so slender. Like I can't gain weight because my metabolism's really, really high. I can gain body fat. There's a difference, though. There's a difference. I have put on a couple pounds of body fat recently, which is disappointing, but it happens every winter. Put on that winter weight because it's so cold, and I don't want to go outside and work out. It's we will be losing some weight, but yeah, feel free to ask your questions. I am an open book. I don't have anything to hide. I know exactly who I am. I've lived in this body my whole life. Um, so yeah, I know exactly who I am. That's why I have no issues answering questions and having conversation with you guys. A couple things I do ask. I don't do current events, pop culture. I don't really know celebrities or their names because I don't really pay attention to television or movies. Um, like the movies are the biggest things I'll pay attention to because I'll go to the movies like once a month. But outside of that, I really don't know who the actors are, who the celebrities are. So yeah, don't ask questions about them because I don't know them. Same with music artists. I know the songs, but I don't really know the artists. Or I'll understand the beat and the music, but I won't know who performed it or who wrote it. Who I generally might know who wrote it more so than who is performing it. Um, what else? So just say, keep things PG-13. We do have younger viewers. I do have a fan and a follower who's 14 years old. So yeah, I do say, keep things PG-13 and respectful in the chat, as we do have younger viewers. So PG-13 and up. Full sentences. I don't know acronyms or slang either. I'm very naive in the vein of slang. Um, this just to give you a hint of how naive I am. Um, Before I started my transition, I didn't even know it's called transgender. People would ask me if I was transgender, and I was like, no, I'm just me. Like, what do you mean? Uh, um, I'm like, I'm just a girl, like a woman, yeah, I'm not transgender. What are you talking about? And 6 months later, 6 to 8 months later, started doing more research and studying, and I was like, oh, that's what that means. So that's just how naive I am, like not understanding things. I'm more well versed now than I was before, so I do have a more better general idea uh, on what it is to be trans, as opposed to before. Horrible before. Um, but this week's topic, we're going over manipulation and coercion, the signs, the definitions, and how to navigate through certain situations, how to deal with things, how to hold your boundaries and to not get taken advantage of. Uh, So, uh, so like one of the books that I like to recommend is the book Boundaries, because it's a great way to see um, what it is that people do and how to have your own boundaries to protect yourself. I'm just gonna pull the book up so I can get the author for you guys, and we'll continue with the chat on manipulation and coercion, going over the definition of manipulation and coercion first, and then we'll go over some of the bullet point topics of um, what people do to take advantage of other people. Um, so basically, anyone who's doing utilizing manipulation tactics, coercing people to do their will, in a sense, is trying to take advantage of you. They're trying to use you. They're not people who are genuinely in trouble, genuinely need help. There is a difference. So some of these skills can be used by people who genuinely need assistance, but for the most part, it's somebody who's purposefully taking advantage of others. So the book Boundaries by John Townsend and Henry Cloud. Um, a lovely, 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 amazing book. I don't want to listen to it. I just want to show the photo. So Boundaries. It's backwards. Of course, it's backwards. Why would it not be backwards? Trying to get the glare out the way. No glare. So Boundaries. So it looks like that. You get a pencil with a strut through it. Um, so it's basically teaching you have how to set your ground in your personal morals, your personal ethics, and not allowing somebody to take advantage of those and take those away from you. A lot of times, to be manipulated is to go against your morals, your own ethics. And so, like, so having your boundaries and knowing what they are and setting them and standing firm was a great way to protect yourself from. So, manipulation coercion tactics are methods used to influence and control others through various means, often involving deception, pressure, and exploitation of vulnerabilities. They can range from subtle psychological tactics to overt threats and intimidation. So, one of the first things here is some manipulation tactics, playing the victim. So, playing the victim are individuals portray themselves as helpless or unfairly treated to gain sympathy, avoiding responsibility. That's the key point there. They're avoiding responsibility, or manipulate outcomes in their favor. So, again, these things are used to take advantage of somebody else. They're doing it on purpose. They're not doing it because of a genuine need to survive. They're doing it to just take advantage of people. And mostly the people get caught up in this sort of thing because they were taught as a kid to be like this. This all they know. They saw it from their parents. They saw it from their friends. They picked up these skills at a young age, and it worked for them when they were kids. Maybe they used them on their parents, and so it's worked all through their life. So they continue to use these things. Sometimes they don't know that it's bad or wrong, and these kinds of people need to be helped and coached to possibly even just seek therapy to get the help. Some people know that they're doing it and they don't want to seek help. And it's just, yeah, truly, was it mischievous, bad people. um, the other one we did yesterday, we talked about gaslighting. So, gaslighting is planting a seed of doubt and uncertainty in someone's mind to make them question their own perception of reality. Um, this can involve denying events that occurred, twisting facts, or minimizing their feelings. So, a lot of times, the big one with gaslighting is belittling you and belittling your feelings and how you feel, making you feel like, um, making you question and feeling worthless. So, a lot of the main words with this one was like, oh, so it's always about your feelings? What about my feelings? And so, like, they try to uh, push it on you. that you're bad for having emotions, and that they're hurt for um, they're trying to turn things around. Like, so you made dinner, they complain about the dinner, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What did I do wrong? Like, I just wanted to be sure you're well fed. And then he'll turn around and be like, oh, you want to be sure I'm well fed? Well, maybe you should cook me something that's edible. You know, that kind of thing is gaslighting, um, where they're twisting things and making the person feel worse for trying to just be kind, for that example. Um, The other one would be love bombing. This is so love bombing generally only happens within the first week of meeting somebody, um, because it's hard for them to maintain that past 14 days. So usually after 1 week, you start to see uh, their real character, and this is when you really have to know who you are, what your boundaries are, so you're not going to be continually being used and manipulated because. Um, People who utilize love bombing are masters deceivers, master manipulators. They really are going to be toxic people that are going to tear you down in the relationship in the long run. As it's just going to be a really bad situation. So the reason why I talk about these things is also because I've experienced all of these in my last relationship in my marriage. It was a 15-year marriage. I held in there because I coerced and manipulated to generally believe I loved the person that they were. They loved bombed the daylights out of me during the first 2 weeks of our relationship. The third week is for me, is when I noticed things started to change a little bit. Where, so early on, they were super clingy, always wanted to hug and kiss, always trying, getting me gifts, wanted to go out to eat and stuff like that. And so this is a time where I wasn't dating, didn't want to be with anybody, and I told them that like I don't want to date, and they saw that other people were interested in me, and so before we were even, I told her like I didn't want to date or be with her, and she told everybody else in the work establishment that I was hers. Um, so like So I was like, yeah, that's one of the other topics in here. We're coming up on it next. We're gonna do three more. So yeah, but she told everybody that it's hers, off limits. You can't attempt to date them. Like you can't be with them. And I noticed like the workplace got a little more weird. Like everyone was less playful with me, and wouldn't get as close to me anymore. Because generally, like everyone would give hugs before we start our shift, and that kind of turned away, and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, we don't want to piss off your girlfriend. She seems really jealous. And I was like, wait, I don't have a girlfriend. Who are you talking about? And they told me it was her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are you serious? No, we're not together. I don't have a girlfriend. And so like they started getting more flirty with me, which then she turned on the more love bombing effect thing, trying to get my attention, trying to get me to be with her. Um, after after a month, kind of wore me down and got me to say yes, and that was irritating. Yeah, so one of the other tactics is and the one with that one, um, lying and deception. So that's what she was doing. She was telling lies to the other employees, other people, to put me in a spot where I felt isolated and like no one really wanted to spend time with me, and made me feel a little bit lonely. Um, so it pushed me towards her because she was the one person who was there to talk to and who was, being playful. Um, yeah, lying and deception, withholding information, distorting the truth, or outright lying to mislead and control others. So that was flat out that one. I wish I understood that more. Or so these are all these red flags. Um, and another one, emotional manipulation. using emotional appeals, guilt trips, or playing on someone's fears and insecurities to get them to do what you want. So, this is where you want to be careful with the information that you give early on when you're meeting somebody. You don't want to give out too much information when you just meet somebody, letting them know um, how your brain thinks, how you've been treated growing up, because this is giving them fuel for being able to manipulate you, utilizing your insecurities, using your fears against you. Um, uh, so, like, they remember practically everything you say, and they will turn it around in some way, shape, or form to get what they want. So, like, when you're meeting somebody new, or even if you have um, coworkers, people that you don't necessarily know to trust, um, the best thing is to don't trust them up front. Don't give like insight into like your deep personalities, your deep insecurities, because people who are manipulative, coercive type of people will take advantage of that. And the last one is the triangulation. Um, This is a hard one because I just had this experience on January 1st. So, Happy New Year. I got trapped into this triangular. So, this kind of manipulation tactic is utilizing a third party who's in on the scam or the um, in on the manipulation. So triangulation is involving a third party to create conflict or sow distrust between individuals. This can be used to isolate someone or create a power imbalance. So like yeah, so pretty much, um, especially if you're in a group with friends or if you're by yourself, like they'll try to isolate you even more, and like they'll pit one person, like, so two of them will pit against you in a sense and trying to make you be like so they have a they have a plan, they have a goal, and they're working together just to get you to fall in line with whatever they want. So it's quite crazy, quite crazy. So there's 26 of these. We'll probably just go over the rest for the manipulation tactics. So we're doing playing the victim, gaslighting, love bombing, emotional manipulation, lying and deception, triangulation, and then we got 5 more. So we got charm and flattery. It sucks because yeah, these are all like common normal things to try to meet new people, make friends. Um, but again, the difference is someone's going to utilize these things to make you feel, or you should have an intuition where or you're feeling uneasy with the things that they're doing because they're trying to manipulate you. They're doing it on purpose to get their way. So, charm and flattery. Using excessive charm or flattery to gain someone's trust and compliance. This can be used to manipulate people into doing things they might not otherwise do. So again, it's also going to push you to go against your morals, to go against your ethics, to go against your core kindness. Uh, these people aren't nice. uh, so on this like trip in this vengeful journey to educate because of, I swear every single one of these my ex has done to me, and I have a story for every one of these situations on how she manipulated me. The triangulation was with her sister, and also with one of her friends that she met at one of her jobs. Um, like in our talks, like she says like her favorite type of person to be with and the kind of person she wants. And like, we had to understand like we're not quite the person that we dreamed of, but we like each other. And we're but I was like, yeah, my weakness is like redheads. Like, oh my gosh, like always loved the redhead, would always like to be with a redhead. And so like she had a redhead friend where they had a plot to so it's a whole thing. Um we gotta go back a little bit. So she's at the job. She cheated on me with one of her coworkers, and to help make me feel better, her whole thing was like, "I'm so sorry for cheating on you, but like, What if I got you a redhead to make you feel to make up for it? Like that would be the best thing ever, right? Like, and it was just her way to have an excuse to continue cheating. If she got somebody for me, and I was like completely against it, wasn't into it, wasn't going to do it, and she had a friend who was open to the idea, and so they tag teamed me to get me to follow through and participate in the situation. It wasn't a threesome, but it put me in a weird situation, and yeah, it was hard to say no. And so it was just really messed up because I'm not really the type of person who I'm very monogamous, very I do not cheat. It's not something that I'm into in any way, shape, or form. And so we got the guilt tripping, which leads with that flattery thing. So the guilt tripped me, trying to make it my fault that she wanted to sleep with other people. Um, so making someone feel guilty or responsible for their actions or emotions, even if they are not at fault. So they're, not taking responsibility. So they're gonna push it on you and make it look like it's your fault that they're doing the bad things they're doing in life or in that situation. Um, you see this a lot, of course, with car accidents. People don't want to own up and take responsibility. It's not necessarily a manipulation tactic, but you do see people who might be trying to take advantage of the insurance industry with the guilt tripping one. Um, the other one's withholding affection and attention. Oh, yeah. Jeez. That's definitely probably a way how she got me into the redhead situation because, yeah, there probably was a lack of affection that made it easier for me to fall into that triangulation situation. So this one's like using the lack of affection or attention as a form of control or punishment. This can create a sense of dependency and vulnerability. So yeah, these people are gonna take things away that you like, and they're only gonna give it to you in pieces, and so you're gonna cling to them more because you just want that attention, but you're not getting it that regularly. So you just start craving it more and more and more, and then when they finally give it to you, um, you're just in their palm of their hand. They're like, "Oh yeah, we can do this, but you're gonna have to give me this instead for that." So it's a this or that situation. You get affection if you know you get attention. So yeah, we can go out on a date. Um, but I want to go hang out with the guys for the weekend. Yeah, that type of thing. They're really gonna manipulate you into doing things. Yeah, we're gonna have a girls' weekend. So yeah, we'll go out on a date on Wednesday. I'm gonna be out in Vegas with the girls for the weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday. Kind of thing. Like so, they take things away just so they can give it to you, make you really, really want it, but they're doing it in a way that's gonna be manipulative. Threats and intimidation. Most people don't get to this until you get to the toxic relationships, and these are where people have already experienced most of the other ones before they get to this point to where they just don't say no, they can't back out. Um, so usually threats and intimidation aren't used early on in most tactics for manipulation or coercion because it's usually involved with something that's more long term, unless there's just really that kind of a toxic person where they're always confrontational. That's a different story. So with this one, of course, they're using threats of violence, harm, and social isolation to coerce someone into compliance. So this is going to be something that's physical. It's going to be something that's threatening, something that where you're starting to fear for your safety and well-being. And the last one is isolation. Cutting someone off from their support network or limiting their contact with others. This can increase their dependency on the manipulator and make them more vulnerable. Sorry, I had to pause because that one actually hit extremely hard. That's exactly what my ex did to me. Oh my gosh. So like I had a lot of friends, very social person, um, and like every one of my friends, my family will tell you that ever since I've been with her, I was isolated, a completely different person. They never saw me anymore. Um, so yeah, that's one of those really deep tactics where they're gonna tell you, well, you don't necessarily need your friends. I'm here for you. I've got you. Oh, your family doesn't like me. They're so against me. Like we should just like, oh, they don't agree with our beliefs, with our how we want to live our life. Like we shouldn't listen to them. Maybe we should just stop talking to them altogether. Uh, maybe you could talk to them like once a month. They'll start like pulling back from and pulling your circle and your friend group away. Maybe they're talking to your friends or behind your back and telling them they're like, yeah, they really don't like you. So, um, yeah, just stop calling us. Like they don't want to hang out with you anymore. So they'll do things like that to isolate you. So then you're more dependent on them, and it gives them more control. Um, because it leaves you more vulnerable. Uh, it's evil manipulation tactic. So welcome guys, for all the new people joining me, I'm Gigi Sparkle, the goddess of happiness from the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I do like to travel and everything. So currently I am in Southern California. I was outside, but it's raining today. I did like the rain, but it got really, really wet, so I had to come inside. I do um, my lives on motivational speaking, positivity, self-help, coping skills, dealing with narcissists, dealing with toxic people, how to cope with situations, and how to be a better person overall. Um, if you're questioning, the answer is yes. I do have my YouTube channel with videos talking all about that. This is Real Talk with Miss Sparkle, so it is an open conversation platform. So feel free to ask a question, leave a comment. It's perfectly okay. Uh, I do like to participate and have a conversation with you guys. We were just going over manipulation and coercion tactics, just to give you guys, my viewers and people out there, a little heads up on the signs to look for, and also giving little anecdotes of my personal experience. I, I'm proving a point because all these manipulation and coercion tactics, my ex had used on me, and there's 26 of them. So I was like, I bet. I was yesterday. I was 100% bet that all 26 my ex has used on me. So far we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 for 11 on the topic of manipulation tactics. We're going to stop right there for the manipulation tactic side. The next ones are coercion tactics. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, that's what that was. Okay, so there's not 26. There's explanations on what they do to you and how they. Okay, and examples of these manipulation and coercion tactics. I got it. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll go over those later in the week. Awesome. So there's only 11, 1 and 7. That's 18. Okay, cool. So yeah, my ex has totally used all these. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I was in an extremely manipulative, toxic relationship for 15 years. Um, yeah, definitely used the isolation. I was completely isolated from everybody. She even wanted to move to Las Vegas, which we did, just so I would be farther away from my family, from my friends. Um, and so I wouldn't have that connectivity. Jeez, she would. I worked 2 jobs just to keep the household running because she stayed at home, and she would utilize the and emotional manipulation and guilt tripping. Which one was the other one? Emotional and intimidation, withholding affection, manipulation tactics to make it sound like it was my fault that she didn't have friends and like she wanted to go out without me and hang out with people and have friends. But in turn, I didn't have any friends at all either. And I wasn't allowed to go out and talk or hang out with anybody because I was out all day at work. So I was already outside. So how dare I want to go out and have a good time when I was already spent like 12 to 16 hours out working. Um, and so like, yeah, so that was all against me. And so like, she's like, I'm just gonna go out. Like, I'll see you in a couple hours. I'll see you tomorrow. I was like, wow. Understandable on one end, because yeah, at home working hard, wants to vent and just relax. But the problem was that we didn't do it together. She wanted to go without me, and that's because she wanted to pick up on guys and go make out and have sex with them in their car, or them take her back to their house, and stuff of that nature. There's times where she said she was going to go out to the movie, and then never went to the movie. She just went to some guy's house, and I was like, "So how was the movie?" And she like, you could tell when she's stuttering to come up with answers of like what happened in the movie and how the movie was. And I was like, "Wow." Ah. But yeah, tomorrow we'll go over the coercion tactics and we'll go over some of the examples. Um, and I'll show you the examples I went through. And then we're going to go through understanding the impact. That'll be on Friday. We'll go over the rest of about understanding what these things do to people, what it messes up with your self-worth, your personal image, how you feel about yourself, and then we'll go over some skills to help build that confidence back into yourself, building self-worth, and making you um, come back to that whole, kind, loving person again. So thank you guys so very much for joining me with these talks today, going over these side topics of, well, going over the manipulation topics and the coercion topics, going over manipulation and coercion. You guys are amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me. Uh, Thank you for not, I guess, participating or saying a lot. I do prefer having rapport and talking with you guys. So this is Q&A time. If you guys have any questions or anything that you have to say, or any concerns or thoughts, or you want to share your stories, feel free to drop it in the comment, and we can discuss. If you have any questions on how to deal with certain situations, things that are bothering you that you want to get off your chest, yeah, go and feel free and throw it in the chat. We can discuss. This is a Q&A time where I'm here to help you guys out and talk with you. Certain rules and guidelines I do ask. Keep it PG-13. No bullying, harassing, or spamming. Um, and then no politics, no pop culture, no slang, and no acronyms. Because I just don't know what you'll be talking about, because I don't deal with any of that stuff. Um, I'm a personal trainer and fitness and nutritionist. I specialize in motivational speaking for sales associates and helping just people in general. So like I don't bother with television or news, so I couldn't answer any of those questions for you. But for everybody new out there, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Gigi Sparkle, the goddess of happiness from the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm just having a good time, living best life, and I'm hoping to help cheer somebody else up and hoping to enlighten the world to live their best life too. There's plenty of negativity going out there, plenty of like shock jocks out there to get your attention. So I am so grateful for any of you spending the time with me, because I am definitely a different grain of salt. Totally different than what's out there. Not a shock jock. I don't deal in you know, crazy tactics to get attention. I'm just here, um, hopefully to help you guys out as best I can. So I do apologize about the bra thing. I was wearing one earlier, but it started irritating me, so I took it off and I forgot to put it back on before I started the live. It was a little bit disrespectful on my part, so I do apologize about that. Hey guys, welcome. We're doing Q&A. This is Real Talk with Miss Sparkle, where I keep things real, raw, and positive, focusing on personal growth, motivation, and emotional intelligence, um, helping people build self-confidence in themselves and making them aware of certain situations and different tactics that toxic people might use. Today we're going over motivation or manipulation and coercion. Right now we're on the Q&A section, so I am an open book. Ask anything you like. There's no question that is off the table other than keeping it PG-13, so you might have to rephrase it or ask it in a roundabout way. I don't know slang or acronyms very well, so full sentences, please. But I do know innuendos. Quite oddly enough, I'm very good with innuendos. But yeah, just ask your questions. Um, I'm here for education, helping people learn and grow and become better human beings. So join me here. I do a daily live here on TikTok. TikTok's at noon. Generally, I'll come on YouTube. I don't have a set time yet. I'm trying to find out when most viewers are on. I just started doing more of the lives here on YouTube this week. Before it was like very, very sporadically. So now we're doing it regularly because I actually don't want to use TikTok anymore. So I'd rather be here on YouTube. Um, so I'm debating between 2 and 5 on a time slot that we're going to utilize doing 1 hour here with you guys on a daily basis from Monday to Friday, Saturday and Sunday off. And um, I like doing Sunday. That's the problem. So Sunday to Friday, definitely off Saturday. I don't do much on Saturdays. Actually, Saturday's my editing day, so that's why I don't do much on Saturday. That's when I need to edit my videos for the YouTube channel, and and it generally takes the whole day. Editing takes a lot of time. Welcome everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome out there. What states do we have, or what countries? What countries do we have joining us today? Go ahead and chime in the chat. What countries do we have? Who do we have joining us today? Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you do enjoy like learning about anything positive, I do have my journey in my transition on my life as well. So if you're into seeing different outlooks of how people like live their lives, go through their journeys, like I said, this is very personal for me on YouTube. I'm also a huge foodie, so I love tacos. Is my vice. Like I call tacos my kryptonite. Like although it's not like a bad thing because I like to eat it, so I gotta stop saying it's my kryptonite then, because it doesn't hurt me. But yeah, it's a big vice. I love tacos and Mexican food. So usually I'll go out and try different restaurants, and I'll showcase that on my lives as well. But thanks for joining me, guys. Right now we're on Q&A. Feel free to ask a question just right there in the chat. You can ask anything. I'm an open book. Again, just keep it PG-13 and full sentences, no acronyms and no slang. I can do innuendos though. Innuendos are okay. I don't do politics, pop culture, and religion. So yeah, if those questions pop up, I'll just likely ignore it because it just leads to too long of a conversation, and it's generally one-sided because people aren't open generally in those spaces people aren't open-minded in those spaces generally. So there's no point to talk about it. It's not really a conversation. It generally is just arguments because people just don't have an open mind. And so if you don't have an open mind for education, then yeah, we don't need to talk about, what did I say? Politics and religion and then social, like pop culture stuff. I just don't know pop culture because I don't pay attention. Like, I barely know. I found out who Chappelle Roan was in October. Um, who else was it? What else was there? I didn't know what transgender was until 6 to 8 months after I started my transition. Um, see what else. What else? Like I'm just horrible with like pop culture stuff, so not my thing. Uh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Right now we're at the end of the show. We're talking about manipulation, coercion tactics. I specialize in motivational speaking, so positivity talks, helping people live a more happy, joyous, positive life. Right now we're at the Q&A session at the end of the live. I'll be here for 10 more minutes. Unless the chat really starts to pick up, then I'll hang out longer. But for the most part, we got 10 more minutes just waiting on the chat. We're losing light. I don't like that. I love how this light's so big. Usually this light's the flat side. It's like, no, this side's the big side. No, this side's the flat side. I don't know what's going on here. Either way, it's a big old proof ball. The back is probably so big right now. I'm so glad I can't see the back because it's probably like, woof. Oh my god. Okay, leave it alone. Ignore the hair. Although this curl right here is bothering the daylight though. It's just popping out. It's like, stay back. But it keeps popping forward. It does what it wants. It does what it wants. It's so funny too. Like, I was talking to my mom and my sister this morning, and I was doing my hair, or no, I was getting ready, and I got up to go, and they're like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Oh wait, no, I gotta do my hair. It only take me like 2 seconds." I splash some water on it, brush it out, I shake my head, and I'm like, "One thing I was blessed with is perfect hair, because I don't have to worry about it. It does its own thing. Like I just let it go." There's no controlling or taming curly hair, so let it do its thing. The only thing I control somewhat is the part, if it lets me, because even then it'll just ignore that and cover it up. The hair. See, there's that curl again. It popped back out. That's the one. It's like a microphone. Hey. I didn't have a song to sing, so I just mouthed anything. It's like totally like a little microphone. La 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 la. Oh yeah, I can do that one. Oh, it's today's Wednesday. It's karaoke night. Yes. Um, I usually do a show tonight, Shenanigans with Miss Sparkle. It's usually on TikTok. So you know what? I'll Facebook it. I'll do a Facebook or Instagram live. You know, I've never tried Instagram live. I might do that tonight. Do Instagram live with Shenanigans with Miss Sparkle. This is where I do like I have fun, wild, crazy time at the bar. It's karaoke night. We have a blast. So sometimes I like to show 10, 30 minutes of hanging out at the bar while doing karaoke. It's lots of fun, lots of fun. Um, so I generally do this a lot in Vegas. I got a couple spots here in town in Southern California that I like to go to. Ooh, I just found my favorite gay bar. I hadn't been there and haven't been there in 25 years. 20? No, no, that doesn't work, right? 25? No, I haven't been there in 20 years. About 20 years. 22, maybe 22. Can't remember the last time I was there. It was definitely like 22 to 23 was the last time I went out there. But Mickey's, I can't wait. I'm gonna go to Mickey's tomorrow because that's when I used to go when I was in college. We used to go on Thursdays. So I gotta go check it out tomorrow. I'm so excited. So excited. I haven't been there in so long. It's my favorite spot to go. It's gonna be totally wow, it's gonna be way different being because before I was totally like hetero. It's gonna be hard because I'm so pansexual now. Like was easy when I was hetero because it didn't matter if anybody hit on me. I just said no because I wasn't gay. Oh, I was hetero. Now I like everything, and there's gonna be too many options. It's gonna be totally different. So we're hanging out for 5 more minutes for the Q&A session. Feel free to ask your questions. Um, full sentences, no acronyms, no slang, and keeping it PG-13. Don't do politics, religion, or pop culture because I don't know them. But yeah, we got a few more minutes left. A few more minutes. Probably come this way, a little more light over here. I could probably be done with glasses too. I don't need the glasses anymore. Although this close, like, does. I love how you get older, your face gets longer, your nose gets big. Oh my gosh, speaking of faces and. Oh man, I just broke my glasses. um, I got my approval for my nose job. I'm so excited because I broke my nose. I've been just waiting for my insurance to get the approval, and I just got the letter today. So I get to get my nose fixed. Finally. I broke it literally last year on my birthday. Last year on my birthday, I broke my nose. It was hilarious. It was so funny. It was so stupid. No one, no one believed me when I told them the story. And they're like, all my friends were like, "Who beat you up? Who'd you get in a fight with?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. I broke it myself." They're like, "Stop lying. You don't have to lie to us. Who do we have to go beat up?" I'm like, "No, seriously." Tell them the story. They're like, "Now we know you're lying. What really happened? Who hurt you?" I was like, "No one hurt me. Like, no one hurts Gigi. You guys should know better." Um, and so like, oh my gosh, it was so funny. I told the story. I was dying laughing as I like have a rag on my face, wiping the blood off, getting bandages and stuff. That's one of like my best stories ever is how I broke my nose. Best story ever. Just so bad. Such a bad story. 3 more minutes, guys. We're hanging out for 3 more minutes. I'll probably start my outros if there's no questions, no participation in the chat. If the chat picks up, I'll stay a little bit longer, but for the most part, there's nothing there. So I'm G Sparkle, the goddess of happiness from the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And remember, guys, spread a little kindness. Be a little happier, kinder to people. You don't know what situations they're going through. You don't know why they're having the day they are. You don't know why they're reacting the way they are to you. So just show a little more gratitude, a little more grace, a little more compassion. Give somebody a comment, anybody a comment. Not only does it bring joy to their heart, it brings joy to your heart as well. I have a task for my followers this week. Help them build confidence and self-love. So looking in the mirror, telling yourself, I love you. It's very difficult to do. Most people, well, no one can do it if they haven't done it for a while. You will look away, turn away, feel guilty. The majority of people break down and cry on the first time of attempting this. That's why you want to do it for a minimum of 2 weeks. We're on a 90-day challenge with my followers on TikTok. So if you guys want to participate, 90 days, telling yourself, I love you. Main reason why I chose 90 days because it takes 2 weeks to just be comfortable enough to continually do it, and then 2 weeks to be able to have it. The first week you'll forget, you'll stop, you'll not want to do it, so it takes time to break that habit of not wanting to do it to get to the point where you're doing it daily. And so from that point, from doing it daily, get 2 weeks to build a habit, and then continuing on 3 months. Well, usually 45 days for you to believe it. So that's why we're doing 90 days, because it's going to take time to get there. So remember, look in the mirror, look into your logical eye, the left eye, tell yourself, I love you. It's hard, it takes time, but it genuinely helps build self-confidence. Get your 12 hugs a day, especially if you have little ones. Give them a hug. Let them know that you love them. It's going to build self-confidence in themselves, and they're going to feel confident that they are loved. So they're not going to prematurely look for it elsewhere and preventing premature pregnancies. Also, yeah, thank you guys for joining me so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. So keep that kindness in your heart, spread joy, keep the smile on your face. It takes less energy to smile and to be happy than it does to be negative and to frown. I am Gigi Sparkle, the goddess of happiness, and I am sparking out. Bye. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for the likes. You guys are amazing. Have yourself a wonderful, blessed day. I'll see you guys later. Tomorrow.